Loom Knitting 101, How to Knit the Slip Stitch for the Loom. For today's tutorial, you will need a knitting loom. Today we will be using the Kiss regular gauge knitting loom with one spacer in between the pins and the pegs, your knitting tools, and a ball of yarn. Today we will be using Manos Maxima worsted weight 100% merino wool in the color Chamomille. I wanted to do a quick demonstration of slip stitches in this beginner series, largely because they don't have another place to put them. They are pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to make sure you have everything you need to follow any pattern, and from time to time you might run into a slip stitch. I also wanted to demonstrate the difference between a slip stitch with the yarn in front and a slip stitch with the yarn in back. Generally, if your pattern calls for a slip stitch and it doesn't designate between with the yarn in back or yarn in front, you can just assume that it means with yarn in back. To do a slip stitch with the yarn in back, you're just going to skip that stitch. So in this demonstration, we've already knitted these two stitches and we want to slip this third stitch here. So with our yarn coming out of this stitch, we're going to go behind the two pins surrounding this slip stitch, come in front of the next stitch, and continue on with our pattern. In this case, we're just going to knit this next stitch. This will leave a bar of yarn in the back that you'll just leave there, and when you come back across, you'll knit this stitch as if it was a new stitch that you had already knitted. So I'm going to knit over just a few more stitches, and we're going to do a demonstration of a slip stitch with the yarn in front. Slipping a stitch with the yarn in front is also very simple and easy. When you slip a stitch with the yarn in front, you're going to create a bar between the two stitches that you knitted on the side in front of that slip stitch. It's used for decoration purposes, whereas the slip stitch with the yarn in back is usually used in lace and things like that, and you don't want to see the slip stitch. So to do it with the yarn in front, we're going to slip this stitch. We've already knitted across coming this way. We're going to scoop up this stitch on the peg that we want to slip, and we're going to hold it with our fingers back here. You're going to bring your working yarn coming out of this last stitch. You're just going to cross it in front of the stitch that from the peg you're slipping, set it down, and then set your stitch back down on the peg. And then just continue with your pattern as usual. And that's how you knit the slip stitch for the loom. Want more loom knitting tutorials? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow our blog at vintagestorehouse.com to get new videos and posts sent right to your inbox. Thanks for watching!